Hello, everyone. This is SeetherCord here, and welcome to episode 18 of my SeetherCast podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, MySpace, Vimeo, audio, whatever. And today we have on a new guest for the series. I don't know why I have to have a half-second pause in between each portion of a sentence I'm saying, but anyway. Introduce yourself, guest person.
Hello, I am That Wolf from Hyrule. I am a mostly retro gamer and especially passionate about classic Nintendo stuff, and I also am a bit of a Twitch streamer. I'm kind of nobody at the moment, but it feels like I'm getting there.
You know that you're someone on Twitch when someone swats you on stream.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Or they just order a pizza to your house.
Oh, that would be awesome. I love pizza.
Well, you still got to pay for the pizza. You still got to pay for it, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Damn.
Or if they ordered for you. It's like, I'm going to harass you by paying for a free pizza to your house. Like,
that would be the best form of harassment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just arrest them. We'll, like, at the court date, just have out the pizza. You know? I don't know. Anyway, are you one of those people that, like, when you eat a slice of pizza, do you eat it, like, flat out? Or do you, like, hold it to where, like, it's, like, half folded while you eat it?
It depends on how large the slice is.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, I just eat it regular.
I'm one of those few people that prefers the thin crust pizza where they're in the squares, personally. And it's, like, cheese pizza from Domino's, which I don't get why a lot of people hate Domino's, but it's my favorite pizza joint when I do eat pizza.
I don't see how people hate Domino's either. I mean, it was largely in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's how I learned what Domino's was.
It's just that from what I hear is that, like, most of the time when you order from Domino's, it's going to be like a 50-50 shot of whether or not the pizza is going to, like, actually look cooked well and good, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. I've never had any issues with them personally.
Yeah. Anyway, and we're rambling on about pizza, so no pizza this podcast. No. If we want to make a podcast about pizza, we'll do that in another podcast. But today we're talking about video games and furries and all. So I've introduced you and everything. Looking at the to-do list on the podcast sheet. Introduce guest, check. Talk about pizza, check. Murder the guest, not check. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's illegal.
Not if you're in Hyrule, because, like, Link murders tons of, like, Deku scrubs and all.
But those are evil scrubs.
So they're evil. Like, just because they're evil, we have a right to kill. I don't know. We're getting a little too, what's the word, symbolic here. A little too
well, it's
deep.
funny you mention,
philosophical.
Funny you mention Hyrule and Link. I actually get called Wolf Link quite a lot, just because of the way my name is structured and that I have a pretty obvious Triforce on the chest of my character.
Oh my god. I would never want to be called Wolf Link, because that was, like, the worst aspect of Twilight Princess.
Ironically, though, that is mostly the inspiration from my current handle. Honestly, that game impacted me so much, it just was kind of the basis for my persona, and also segue.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. It's fine, but it's just, I don't know, like if I can go off for a second about Zelda games, Twilight Princess was one of those games where, like, I kind of didn't like it at first when I first played it, but then, like, as time goes by, I'm like, it's not as bad as what I thought. I used to be my least favorite of the 3D ones, but then Skyward Sword came out, I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. And so, at least in my opinion, story was good, but other than that, I didn't like it. But Twilight Princess, it's a pretty solid game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but it's a good game. But
I'll
anyway,
throw my 2 cents into that hat. Twilight Princess is, to me, it's a pretty decent game. I mean, as far as, like, having fleshed out characters, heckin' lots of character development. And as far as Skyward Sword goes, I'm kind of biased against it because I kind of grew up hating the Wii version of Twilight Princess because of the gimmicky motion controls and how they felt a little clunky, and I thought, well, this game is one giant gimmick. And also the fact that it takes place at the beginning of the timeline rather than somewhere in the middle with Skyward Sword just kind of doesn't make sense, because up until then there was a lot of other established things, and then that just changed everything drastically.
If you want to enjoy the Zelda franchise as a whole, you gotta, like, let go of the whole timeline thing, because it's never going to make sense fully. Ever.
Right. Wholeheartedly
Anyway.
agree. The timeline is just a jumbled mess of Nintendo doesn't exactly know what to do with it.
It's like the MCU. It's like try to make a big overlapping story, which can work, but you just gotta enjoy the movies for the individual ones, you know?
Exactly.
I don't know. Anyway, we're segueing too much away. We got to segue back into the main focus here. We're already 4 minutes in. Oh my god. Introduce yourself. Okay. Wait. So anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about two major things. First thing, what got you into the furry fandom, and then what got you into creating your YouTube channel and Twitch channels, and what encouraged that. So, begin.
All right. So, what originally got me into the furry fandom, as far as I can remember, I was always watching cartoons and playing video games with anthropomorphic. This is probably sounding like every other 90s baby furry that has ever existed ever.
Baby furry? What the
not literally.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
90s baby who turned into a furry later on, because I'm a 90s kid. I was born in the 90s and I grew up in that era. So I got to see a lot of interesting stuff happen, and also a lot of stuff from the 80s and the 70s spilled over into my generation. So we kind of got a bit of that also. Like a lot of the early Disney movies, a lot of the Don Bluth stuff, Star Fox, etc., etc. A bunch of those kind of stuff. That kind of was prevalent in a lot of my life. And later on, basically ended up finding the fandom basically by almost accident, because I was a longtime Legend of Zelda fan, and then I got on Xbox 360, and then this is kind of where the story comes into a weird point, because of all places I discovered furries playing Xbox Live and also on Call of Duty 4.
Oh, really? Like them playing on Xbox Live and everything?
Yeah.
Usually they're not like the little kids. They're like, oh, I got your mom's. I need to censor that.
Yeah, that'll probably end up being a beep.
Yep, pretty much.
Which it's really handy in Audacity if you know how to do that.
I don't.
Getting
it
off
wouldn't
topic.
matter that much.
But
Anyway, yeah.
But so originally my handle was something to the effect of like Hylian64, and then I run into a group of furries actually playing, and then kind of get into their circle, and then they start discussing something like personas or something, and I'm like, what's that? What is a persona? Wait, furry? What? And so that was sort of my introduction to the fandom, and then sort of I kind of melded myself into that, and I'm like, all right, well, what would my persona be, if anything? And then the only thing I could call back to was probably a wolf, and that's like coming sort of off the fresh beating of Twilight Princess at the time, because let's see, that came out in 2006. I think I beat it on the Wii, because I had a GameCube and then I got a Wii, and then I was playing it on the Wii for convenience sake, because I had a library of both the games. And I was like, all right, well, what thing do I identify with the most? Well, it just happened to be wolf, and then I was like, hey, wait a second, Hylian wolf? Ding, and it just kind of clicked.
Yes, I guess so. Like, I don't know. I'd also maybe go in with the fact that I'm not trying to diss it because my persona is also a wolf, but
Right.
majority of personas in the fandom are either foxes, wolves, or dragons. That's just a hardcore like fact.
Yeah. Well, for me, specifically being a Zelda fan, I can't think of it being anything else. It just sounds weird if you put any other animal to Hylian. Just just how things turned out, and after being a furry for roughly 10 years, I don't think I can change it at all. I can't even adopt a second persona. Like that's just wholly incorporated into aspects of my personality. And
How many years would you say you've officially been a furry? I'm sorry to interrupt.
I've been, well, since that was in 2009 when I discovered the group of furries in Call of Duty and all that. Probably closer to 2008 though, but I didn't get Xbox Live until then, and especially since that's when furries on social networks and gaming were sort of becoming more mainstream, I guess. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say definitely roughly 10 years is how long I've been in the fandom.
Okay. Now, if you could tell us, like, what do you really do today getting involved with other furries? Like, what do you do mostly now?
Well, for now, mostly I do a lot of local meetups and stuff. Well, I try to, like, given personal time and all that between work and my social life and hobbies, etc. It's kind of hard to find time to actually get out and do stuff, but I've been pretty regularly hosting an event at this. I guess it's really a niche like a tavern or a pub.
Oh, a pub.
It's called AFK. It's not actually like a furry thing. They just graciously host us there, and we play board games, or mostly Switch now, because
that's cool.
The other host that's currently away, he used to bring like all the board games, and I kind of shifted it slowly to playing Smash, because I mean that's kind of a fun spectator, and it's a fun way to hang out and stuff.
Yeah. Well, now that you discussed that and out of the way, let's now get into your channel. Like, what really encouraged you to make your YouTube channel / also make your Twitch account for streaming and such, and what really intertwines them together, per se?
Right. This kind of needs two stories to tell. Originally, I didn't have much of a channel at all, and I want to say my YouTube channel was created sometime back in either 2009 or 2010. And until then, until about 2014, I was just a watcher. I had no videos to put up at all. And then I got involved in the custom lightsaber communities, of all things. And then, like, there's a lot of people buying their first lightsabers and showing them off on YouTube. And then I bought mine, and I was like, all right, well, let's see if I can throw my hat into this ring. So at that point, I was all like, I'm just gonna try and be a collector of lightsabers and show them off and do some cool stuff and learn how to handle them and try not to make myself look like an idiot on YouTube. So lo and behold, the second video I ever did was I tried to look badass wearing a hoodie and having the dark and my room lit up by my lightsaber, and ended up breaking one of my light fixtures.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, because like if you go back and look at my channel before 2015, it was all just a bunch of weird random lightsaber stuff, and it's kind of funny to think about that I started there and I wasn't even like remotely in as big on well, I wouldn't say even big, because I mean is sub 350 subscribers considered to be decent?
Well, I think that's good. That's if you went to if you saw an audience of 350 people, you would think, oh, it's a lot of people. So
that seems fair.
Even if you just had one, like, you should value that one person watching, because it's one eye, or no, technically two eyes, zooming and glued into those videos that you make.
Right. I don't even remember who my first subscriber was.
Just imagine you have 350 subs, like you have 700 giant eyeballs looking at you. Isn't that great?
Yeah, you have a point there. So that was basically 2015 or so, or 2014 or so. And then I stumbled onto this program called, I think it was Livestream. Like livestream.com had this app that allowed you to stream onto their website and then have a live audience, and I was like, well, this is interesting. And so I started to basically live stream off of that, and then I discovered, hey, wait a sec, I can download these videos and post them to YouTube as, post recording videos. And so originally my capture software was basically using this streaming service, and then like downloading my videos. Of course, back then they were crap quality.
Well, that was just probably the days of the mid 2000s. Every video on YouTube and live stream was crap quality.
But this was 2015, though.
Oh.
It was bad quality in 2015, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to do this all for fun.
Are we talking like highest standard definition 480p here, or are we talking like 240p, heck, 140p YouTube video? Level quality.
I'm gonna find my first ever video. I have it all in folders and stuff.
Oh boy.
I didn't actually save my very first video, but the first game I ever played was the original Super Mario Brothers, as a callback to the first game I ever played. Mm-hmm. And I didn't save that video, unfortunately. I did, however, save the next video, which I was playing Contra. That's
really?
What the hell was wrong with me? I was doing 960 by 720. That's such a weird ratio. But I'm pretty sure the actual stream at the time was probably really, really bad quality, like sub 480.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, it's like, just thinking back, I did not know what the hell I was doing at the time.
Well, that's where everyone really starts off at, so you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Exactly. So let's fast forward to, let's see, September of that same year. So in June, I started to do gaming videos, and that's what popped up mostly on my channel, because it's not like I could afford to buy lightsabers all the time, because the more custom and more higher end you go, the more expensive they get. And I think the most expensive one I bought was like $900.
Uh-huh.
And that's probably like batting an eye compared to what most people spend on lightsabers nowadays, considering like there's really, really high-end setups nowadays that are like all the bells and whistles. Like imagine movie quality lightsabers in front of you. Like now it's like you actually get the full beam effect rather than lighting a tube.
Oh my god, yeah, you don't have like the cheap plastic tube ones, that like kids on Halloween would have and stuff that have like a little light bulb inside them.
Well, technically that's in the most basic form, that's what they are. But instead of being a light bulb, the beam is made from an LED, and instead of plastic, it's polycarbonate with a film inside to diffuse the light.
All right, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I think the one I'm trying to talk about is like the ones where like it has like 3 layers to it that you pull out.
Yeah, those ones,
the really cheap ones,
the $30 ones from like
$30.
Hasbro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had like a couple of those. In fact, I think I want to say the first one I had was like the Luke Skywalker one from like back when Return of the Jedi was just recently re-released.
Mm-hmm.
Which was 97 when the special editions came out. Let's see.
All right.
That had to have been like the year or so afterwards, because that was my 8th birthday. So that all was going around with the special editions in the late 90s. And then Attack of the Clones comes out in 2002, and I ended up getting an Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this, sorry, we're kind of jumping around in time here.
It's fine.
Weirdly enough, me and my friends, because those are the only 2 lightsabers I had, and I didn't have any dark side ones, we ended up fighting a lot with the Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi ones. And weirdly enough, the very next movie had Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting against each other with their blue lightsabers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we basically unintentionally inspired that. Not really, though. It just feels like looking back, it's like weird that we would fight with 2 good side lightsabers, and then the next movie ended up literally being that.
Wow. Sue Disney.
Right. Sure.
Pretty much.
I'll get right on that.
So with that pretty much explained, you got the YouTube channel knocked out of the way. Like, what really encouraged the streaming on Twitch and all? Like, what got you to the point where you were like, hey, I'm going to try out Twitch? And like, what really do you mostly focus on with streaming on Twitch these days?
Right. So how Twitch started is, let's do another time jump. So let's go from 2015 to 2017. I had a huge gap in the time where I wasn't making like any videos at all, except for like some random stuff like IRL rather than like gaming or lightsaber type videos. 2016 was a dead year for me. So I discovered this program called OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, and I was like, this is interesting. So I started playing with that a little bit and figuring out, okay, I could capture my games from this. And I'm probably going to get a lot of flack in the comments. I emulate a lot of games.
Most people do. I don't know. It is one of the, like, the people that complain about.
It's hard to capture games when they're like say for example, a Super Nintendo, when you have a computer and you don't have any way to actually capture it. The next best thing is to sort of emulate it and try to make it feel like it's the original game, and try to not do any over-the-top filters or anything. Like, originally I used like an HQ4X smooth filter on my stuff. I went away from that not too long ago because it just looked too smooth and too HQ. So what I did was I just simply went from the HQ4X and the smooth filtering to just simply upscaling it to make it look a little sharper and a little cleaner.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, what do you stream on Twitch primarily right now these days?
Mostly retro gaming and retro stuff, and every once in a while something brand new will sneak in, like Left 4 Dead 2, or if somehow it lets me, I'll play some marbles on stream, which is pretty fun. It's a nice community game to do.
No Fortnite?
I never got the concept or the idea of battle royale stuff. It's like if I really, really wanted to get into battle royale and stuff, I would do Arma 3.
The only real games,
right? Only good and realistic games. Because I've never played Fortnite. I've watched it being played. I got gifted a copy of PUBG, or at least I it was like either beta testing or something or other. It just felt so unpolished and just I hated to play it. It just felt so bad. The first person animations were god awful. The models looked like crap, and even on the highest settings it just felt like the game was just terrible. And then lo and behold, like a year later it comes out and it's basically in the same state. And I'm like, what the hell? Did they even consider player feedback? Do they even know how guns work? Or is it just for this is a game where you shoot people and stuff, and also memes? And it's like, I don't do that. I don't do that stuff.
You got so passionate there about your rant on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
It's because I come off of games where, well, first of all, I gotta establish something else. Mm-hmm. I'm a gun owner. I know how guns work. I know mechanics and stuff. And it kind of irks me when you're playing a game and it's obviously supposed to be quote unquote realistic in some sort of manner or form, when things don't look or sound or feel like they should, it just kind of turns me off. It's like, all right, well, no thanks.
I completely understand, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because it's like, I spent so much time customizing and personalizing my stuff in, like, say, for example, Counter-Strike Source, where there's like a crap load of options out there for skins and sounds and stuff, and if it doesn't sound or look right to me, I just skip it. I don't get the whole Hollywood style action, cool looking reloads and stuff. It's like, well, if it's practical and it works, I mean, if it's too simple, I will probably skip over it. But if it's got some oomph in the animations that lead you to believe that stuff feels like it's weighing 5-6 pounds, a couple of pounds for a handgun, which is normal when it's like all steel, for example. It's just one of those nuances that you get when you know how things work and how they should work, and when you see that they don't. Like, for example, the biggest thing that pisses me off with guns in video games is when the visible hammers on pistols are up, yet the slide is cycling and the hammer stays up. It's like, how and why do you know how to animate these and not, or lack thereof?
Yeah. I believe that we've got to spend a good enough time talking about that. Yeah, we're running a little off topic.
Anyways, let's move on. I was trying to say what I normally do stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next, I need us to discuss when it comes to like gaming related content on YouTube and Twitch that involves furries. Like, do you see a lot of that where they try to kind of mix both the furry thing and the gaming thing in together? Because I've only seen like a couple of those. Like, I think it was Damn Dog Games is one of them.
I want to say yes. Like, I see a lot of taglines on Twitch being like titles of the games replaced with something that's furry centric. Like a lot of the ones when I'm seeing like Overwatch, for example, it's the title is actually replaced with Uwu Watch, because why not? It's kind of funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or if I'm seeing something like Detroit Become Human, Furries Become Human, or Detroit Become Furry, etc., stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or Saints Row is Saints Paw.
Oh my god. Like, the only really, besides that one I mentioned, Damn Dog Games, the only one I remembered that did that was Mythical Red Fox, which was this channel, this guy that discussed some like furry centered stuff and all. And then I didn't get involved with some drama, and then it like mostly made him go towards just doing gaming related content, and then he just stopped uploading altogether. So I don't know if he does anything else on any other sites, like maybe Twitch or something, but his channel's kind of like dead now. But he kind of went for that thing, like got the audience of furries, and then switched to gaming videos, and then the views tanked. And then
usually go hand in hand, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he made furry related content mostly, and then it went to strictly gaming content, and then maybe he just expected the audience from the furry content to just move over to the gaming content, but then it went from like a couple hundred views a video to like maybe 50 views a video, and then
right.
Yeah, and then the channel just died, which is unfortunate because his videos weren't bad and all.
Yeah.
I did see him get involved with some drama and made some like comments on PK Russell, but we're not going to go into that this video because I don't want
like it's
there
a
to be a
topic for
flame
another
war.
day.
Yeah, we don't want a flame war in the comment section.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But most of the time when I see gaming and furry crossover stuff, it's usually people playing video games in suit.
Or they're playing
they have-
Undertale.
Yeah, or they're playing Undertale, or they have like a furry avatar on stream. Like, I don't know if you know about the program. Oh, what the heck is it? Face Rig. There we go.
Is that thing where like you get on camera, but then it puts like an animated character's face over, and then
basically.
Oh my god, I hate that stuff.
You get an avatar instead of you, and it's kind of neat because you get to express what your character is because of custom models showing up recently, but also it keeps some anonymity to yourself as if you don't want to be like seen on camera. And I've been showing my face on camera for probably 3 years now, so I don't have a problem with that.
I understand. Me, I don't really like show my face on YouTube anymore. Like, there's some videos where I do it. I'm not necessarily like weird with it. I just don't feel like fully comfortable yet doing it. I might get to it. I don't know. Right. I just remember I tried making the fursuit. I've done like 3 of those. Like, no, it's no point to have a face reveal video for me because there's like 3 different videos on my channel. Or I think there's even one Twitter post from a while ago where you can just easily see my face, and that's it. But so there's no point of it. But then you can be like those certain YouTubers that do like 10 face reveal videos because views, ad revenue.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, with your channel, I think your character sort of helping to narrate what's going on in your video kind of is pretty cute.
Well, thank you.
Because like some of some of the expressions you put on there sometimes when you're talking passionately and like the stars in the eyes, like kind of.
Yes.
I wish I actually had the capacity to do that, but I don't have like a million poses for my character, so like I can't really.
Well, yeah, I don't think you have to get a million, maybe just like 20 or 30, which you can probably commission, for basic like things like that, maybe $10 each. Maybe you can invest like a few $100s to get those. So
yeah, I tend to greatly exaggerate numbers sometimes.
10 literally millions of art pieces. I don't know.
I don't know anybody in the fandom that has that much art.
They have to either be a multi-millionaire to basically afford all that art, or they have to be a poppy fur that gets a bunch of free fan art and gets spoiled with that.
That too. Although Arctica comes into mind during that. Anyways, it's good.
Or they could be both.
Right. True. Yeah, we seem to be getting a little off topic.
Anyway, that's the point of a podcast in a way, but I think that if I could ask you, like, do you think that gaming-related furry channels are still going to be predominant in a few years from now, or do you think like it's going to die out from the furry YouTube sphere? It's going to die out.
Maybe not particularly on Twitch per se, just because. I didn't exactly segue into how I came upon doing Twitch. But okay, so we'll finish this topic and then we'll go back to that.
I don't think we really have time for that. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. So I guess, in a way, I think YouTube is just going completely in a downward spiral unless they fix their systems. Because there's a lot of people like myself that are basically getting turned off on it. I don't actually produce any more YouTube-centric videos. Like, I don't produce videos just strictly for YouTube. It's all basically been my stream archive for the past 3 months or 2 or 3 months or so. Just because trying to get a video out there, and it's like, I just recently had an issue last night where I just posted over a stream. Not even before it was published, it got copyright claimed by some random person that used a bit of audio and then rapped over it and then used that as his argument for, oh, this is my content, with air quotes there. And I'm like, oh, you so gotta be kidding me. This is a false claim because you are not the owner of the background audio you used to rap over. And B, that's A. B, you're not Nintendo. C, you're not the composer of the song. And also D, you were not the creator of Metroid. So get the hell out of here.
If there is something I could say in terms of that, with YouTube definitely has a lot of problems. In my opinion, I think there's more issues with what they're allowing to put on that's non-copyright, really, like more of like, terms of service things issues. Yeah. But in their defense, when it comes to the copyright thing, which is something that happened recently, because I don't know if you heard about it or not, but just a few days ago, they announced that, and this is important for any other like furry-related content makers out there who have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time per year that are making money still, that they just announced that they're going to be updating the copyright system to where if a person wants to claim a video, they have to provide a timestamp of them actually like claiming it, and they're going to be more. So that's going to be easier for them to like, you know, spend more time reviewing the copyright claims. And if people keep doing false copyright claims, they're not going to be able to be allowed to do it anymore. So it's going to help stop people from losing money. So this is one time. I know that YouTube messes up a lot, but that's the one time I'm giving them credit. And I think that it's going to be better. I don't know when they're going to enforce it because it's going to take some time, but I think it's in the right direction. There's still a lot of issues with YouTube. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think that this is the issue that I think will benefit you and I, and also other people who are making money, and also even just uploading videos without having to worry of them getting taken down or stuff. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it seems like that, because it's like when you like barring all automated claims, if you actually have to take the time to actually make a claim, yeah, timestamp that. And I actually, going back to my issue from last night, I actually went and checked the audio, and I'm like, okay, this is just game audio, and then I went and forwarded to the claimant, and I was like, okay, this is the source that this came from, and I'm like, okay, that's literally Nintendo's audio. That's literally the audio from something else, and you should not be able to claim this. And it was an auto thing. I know it was an automated claim because my video had not even gone public yet. It was still in the process of being finalized and also private. And I'm like, are you gotta be kidding me? I actually tried this twice, and twice it was copyright claimed by the same freaking person. And not even an actual company, a freaking regular person going, hey, I made this song, this is mine now. And then the audio is back, it's in my video is completely different than what he uses. Because holy crap, why is my phone going off so much? Go away, people, I'm trying to podcast. Sorry about that.
It's fine. And one more thing I do need to mention, if you have issues with them taking the ad revenue / copyright claiming your videos, they will also be featuring in the update to the copyright system. They're going to add in to where if you do get claimed, if there's an actual like copyright claim that's like valid and all, and you lose monetization, they're going to allow you to use like YouTube's editing software on your currently uploaded video, and you can just cut out, if you cut out the actual copyright content, be it visual stuff or audio stuff, that's copyrighted, then they'll give you back monetization.
That seems kind of unfair considering that when I do streams, that should be all considered fair use.
I get what you mean. It's just that, and when you do, well, like if you did upload something that genuinely did have copyrighted content and all, if you cut out the actual copyrighted content, be it like maybe just mute some audio from a video or something, that's just edit out that audio for like a couple seconds, get your ad revenue back. So, or maybe like a lot of cases, they'll even go from, I'm sorry, but if they go from like taking all the revenue, it may encourage them to only do like shared revenue if it's not too much. So,
right. But here's the thing though, that's like the fourth episode of streaming that particular game that I've done, and that's the only one that got copyright claimed. The other 3 did not, and that's why I think it's complete BS, considering it's basically the audio that was used in the claimant's video is basically just background audio and also does not belong to them. No credit was actually given to who actually owns the song and who and who actually did the song, which is the creators of Super Metroid.
Yeah, so once they do the actual like update of the copyright system, when the guy tries to keep claiming, if he tries to do it more again, then he won't be able to continue doing it, because with the added timestamps, YouTube's going to be able to review it better, and you'll have a more likely chance of getting your monetization back / not have the copyright claim anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much all. I feel like we need to go on with that. We're pretty much running out of time for today on this podcast. Thank you for coming on, dude. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for all the insight to everything. No problem. Can you give a second to kind of like promote all your social media right here before we sign out?
Yeah, sure. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, my channel is simply That Wolf from Hyrule. And if you want to find out the exact link, it's YouTube/C or youtube.com/C/That Wolf from Hyrule Gaming on my Twitch channel.
We'll just have all that in the link in the description, all the links. So
okay, yeah, we'll just have this stuff in the description. But yeah, I'm also on Twitch. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter. I have a Telegram channel that you can also follow. I have a Discord server. I've basically got it all. I'm kind of good into social networking.
Do you have Instagram?
We'll put all that stuff in the description. I do not have Instagram.
Okay, I was just about to say because
I have most of the big social medias. I've not
I
had
was
a
just
need
about
to have Instagram.
I was just about to say that because right in the middle of this, right before we started recording, I noticed that I checked Twitter right before we got ready to record, and Instagram is currently down right now. So
Yikes.
it would be like, if you have an Instagram, it'd be like, check out my Instagram. Like, you technically can't do that right now. So maybe wait a day to do Instagram. All the others do that now. So.
Right.
Anyway, but yes, that has pretty much been it for this podcast of SeetherCast today. Link to all of that Wolf from Hyrule or Hylian Wolf down in the description, doobly down below. And also make sure to check out all of my other social media stuff too. And remember that if you enjoy the content on this channel, make sure to support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Remember to also hit that like button, turn on that notification bell, and subscribe all together. I've been SeetherCord, and he's been Hylian Wolf, and we will see you guys in another video. Goodbye, everyone.
See you guys time.
You are a master. Oh my god, don't say that while you're in that position. Oh my god. Master, you're so cool. Oh my god, stop calling me master when you're in that position. Stop it.